In this video, I'll share with you 4 ways how you can get a blurry background with your smartphone. Hey, what's up guys, Julian from smartphonefilmmakingpro.com here, the ultimate online course about smartphone filmmaking. And everyone loves to have a nice, blurry, shallow depth of field background. This just creates somewhat of a professional feeling, of a professional look. And basically everyone just wants to achieve this when they're shooting with their camera or with their smartphone or with whatever they're shooting. The only problem is when you are shooting with smartphones, the sensor and the lenses are both super tiny, and generally speaking, the bigger your sensor, the more shallow depth of field you can create, and that is what makes it pretty difficult to get a nice blurry background with a smartphone. But today I'll share 4 ways how you can get a blurry background with your smartphone. And the first method that I have for you is for all of you guys that are using a flagship phone that was released in the last couple of months, and that is portrait video directly in the stock camera app. And that is really cool. You know, I have been using this with my iPhone 13 Pro, and I have also shot entire videos on that channel with my iPhone, and you know, basically nobody really could tell the difference. You know, I have to admit it's not perfect, it's still in version 1, and especially when you have moving objects, it's not perfect, but you know, since we are just starting out with that technology, it is just looking freaking damn good. What's really cool with this feature is that basically everything is done with AI, or basically done in the software, and that means in case something didn't work out as planned, you can still change the focus and even the aperture after you have shot the video. So basically, theoretically, you will never ever have a blurry image again. It's not 100% like that, there are still some limitations, but in my opinion, this is by far the best and the easiest way to get a very good looking image with just your smartphone, where you actually have a nice blurry background. The second method that I have for you is just using some apps that offer this opportunity. And the one that I prefer most using is the app called Focus Live. And basically this does the exact same thing like we were talking about a minute ago. The only difference is that it is not built in directly within the stock camera app, and you are not able to change anything after you have shot the video. So there is no metadata baked into the image, so what you get is what you get and you cannot change anything, but it's still very easy to use, and yeah, it works pretty good. I have also used this in the past with my iPhone 12 where I did not have this option, and yeah, it still works. It's not perfect. You can definitely see the difference between, you know, something that Apple made, for example, and something what a third-party manufacturer made, but it's still pretty cool that you even have this opportunity. And what's even cooler is that it does not really matter which phone you have. This basically works with any phone. The third way of getting a blurry background with your smartphone is just getting super close to your objects. I've talked about it at the beginning. Smartphone sensors are pretty tiny compared to, you know, DSLR sensors, for example, but you can sort of work around that by getting super close to your objects. Of course, this limits you in some way, because in case you're shooting a person or an interview or a statement or whatever, it's not ideal to get like this close to your subject, because then you're maybe only seeing their face. But in case, I don't know, you're shooting a detailed shot of a watch or whatever it might be, just bring it very close to your lens, and this then in return will make your background blurry, and it will look pretty cool. And some people will even think that you shot this with a professional DSLR camera and a wide open aperture. And the last way to get a blurry background with your smartphone is to buying a DOF filter, which stands for depth of field. And that is basically a filter that you just screw onto your smartphone. It's just a little attachment, and then this filter lets you mount other lenses like DSLR lenses onto your smartphone. And that's a pretty expensive add-on. I think a DOF filter from Beast Grip, for example, is almost $250–300, so it's on the pricier side. But in case you are a photographer or a video shooter and you already have a ton of lenses, I think this still is a pretty cool way of getting into this and trying it out. You know, it of course limits you because you always have to have a case and the add-on and your lenses and so on. So compared to all the other methods of getting a blurry background, this is by far the most taxing way of doing it, and it takes the most effort from yourself, but it probably also offers the most opportunities because you can just mount basically any lens that you want. But that's it for this video. In case you would like to learn more about filming with your smartphone, just check out smartphonefilmmakingpro.com. It's the first link below that like button. This will bring you to our totally free webinar. It's 30 minutes long, it's jam-packed with value, and inside of the webinar I shared top 5 secrets to shooting cinematic videos with just your smartphone. But that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.